Hey y'all, welcome to Crown Reads, where I do readings for the collective using mainly oracle cards, sometimes another divination tool or so, but mainly oracle cards, no tarot here. So I usually do messages for the collective, just messages kind of for our highest good, things about self-improvement, just awareness of deeper things that may be going on internally. Also, these readings can be very good for kind of, I guess, confirmations or things, before on the tail end of another reading to just kind of double down on something if you feel like you need it a little bit more. So I have already prayed and meditated over the space. I've not been called to a deck yet, so I'm still waiting to hear for the guides. But I do meditate before I do readings. And in that meditation, I did feel some throat chakra things. Kind of came up again there just thinking about it. But it was almost like a choking, as if there was like a fume in one way. And then the other way was just kind of like maybe there's something that needs to be said. In what context, in what way, good or bad, I don't know yet. Maybe that's what the cards will tell us. But yeah, so something with throat chakra needing to say something or feeling suffocated by something. So we'll just see if any messages come out in regards to that. All right, so call to this deck here, the Moonology deck. I usually take jumper. Sometimes I'm being told to pull. It just kind of depends on what the guides say to me. Right now, I'm just kind of shooting for a jumper. So, messages for the collective here. Anything related to throat chakra. Okay. Flipped over a card in the back twice now, so it may want that one. Okay. So the first card we have is Trust the Universe. The second card that came out was Breathe Through the Tension. And the third card that came out was Forgive. I'm going to kind of pick up anything intuitively off the cards here for a second. Okay, I am getting one message about anyone who kind of resonated when I said the piece where it may have felt like fumes. That is what this is. So it's tension. So it's almost like anxiety choking you in some way or another. Just anything that creates tension kind of leaves that lump in your throat or either takes your breath away. So if you kind of resonated with that description of the throat related things, something is wanting you to breathe through the tension. And in addition to that message, what I get is that it's not that it's not a push piece, but okay. Be aware of defensiveness. Okay, so that's why it had the scorpion stick out to me here. Um, so yes, be very cautious about getting too defensive about something. So definitely check in with yourself about what was said versus what was heard. When you're taking in something, if you feel like an immediate reaction to it, some kind of emotional response, or feel the need for like an immediate rebuttal, right now is the time to kind of take a breather, rethink what you were going to say, maybe have a little bit of a filter there, um, and kind of breathe through things before you just kind of just lash out because something might end up being misconstrued. Um, and I think that's also leading to the forgive card here. Just kind of separating these just a little bit. And now that I think about it, these two came out and I had to turn that one over. So it's interesting that they took me in this way here. So yes, because if there's a defensiveness, it's going to keep creating some kind of tension that's going to lead to something that's going to need a air of forgiveness here. And it's telling me to read the forgive card. So let me grab the book here. Okay, so it says, Be careful that you're not coming at your current situation with your mind made up. This card is a reminder that life is an unfolding mystery and you need to go with it. Instead of trying too hard to tick every box for your dreams to come true, fall into the dreams a little. It could well be that what's blocking your current manifestation is that you haven't forgiven yourself or someone else for something that happened in the past. To boost your manifesting powers, forgive yourself and anyone who else needs forgiveness. Strike a balance between all your duties and what you need to do for inner peace. The manifesting mindset is hanging on to anger is unhelpful and can be toxic. Move on and forgive even if you don't forget. This is your way of a brighter future. And a manifestation affirmation related to this card is, I forgive everyone who needs it in my life. It is done. So I think this is interesting because it does kind of align here, especially with the manifesting mindset. Hanging on to anger is unhelpful and can be toxic. And I was picking up on defensiveness here. And as it said, the first line, be careful that you're not coming at your current situation with your mind made up. So that's what I mean when as soon as you hear something, you're just so steadfast in whatever you thought or felt in that moment that you might just kind of push that. And that's not what's needed right now. So if there's a situation that's causing some tension for you at all, or a situation arises, just have a little bit more of a filter. What they're saying might not be what you're hearing. And that's really going to be your thing to sort out. So try to figure out how these cards are connected here. Yes. Okay. Message here. So in terms of trust the universe, of course, that can mean in the literal way, but it's more so that idea of when you're trusting in the universe, where it's the concept of believing that everything is for your good. So it's really about trusting that everybody is not always going to attack you or come after you or try to hurt you or put you in a position where you feel less than and belittled or something like that. So it's of course trusting the universe, but also trusting that everything is not in conflict to you, and to figure out where that might be coming from, because that seems like that's how that's related to that defensiveness. So yeah, so trust that everything is working for you. There might be some out there that immediately take everything to the negative, and that leads to the defensiveness and the tension and moments where there has to be a forgiveness or forgiveness for how something is being received. But it wants you to trust a little bit more that people can mean you good, that people can mean well. Even sometimes just trusting that something is face value. As we're in an emotional space, we can sometimes tend to read into things because we're kind of being triggered. Buttons are being pushed. So we're really a focus on what is actually being given to you, what's actually being said versus like what you're hearing, what you're processing, how you're receiving it. And just understanding that everything is not working against you. Yeah, sounds like that's where they want to leave it. I was wondering if they wanted me to clarify with any other cards here, but I don't think so. Since there is a tension element or feeling defensive and things like that, I will pull a kind of like an affirmation card. These are cards, funny story. I got these as part of like a gift. As you can see, it has like writing on the back of them, something I can achieve today, something I can do today that relaxes me. So just cards that make you think about things. And instead of using it for their purpose, I was like, I think this could make for a kind of cool deck. So that's what I've decided to use it for. I need to actually get them laminated so they last a bit here. So kind of just move these around a little bit differently because they don't quite shuffle the same. Just kind of do a mixture of odd things and movements. But just kind of like a little affirmation card. It goes along with this, something that just might be a positive little note about how you might be receiving things. Like everybody's not against you. They're not. And I know sometimes that can be hard to believe, but they're not. And when you believe everything works out for your good, even those against you, doesn't mean they actually have the power to harm. Somebody being against you is really not that much of your business, especially if they don't have the power to really impact anything. Yeah. I radiate self-love and abundance. Heavy emphasis on the self-love here. So yeah, because that's the piece. Maybe there's a bit, what will lead to some of this defensiveness is maybe somewhat of a lack mindset. That's kind of what I picked up from this with the self-love and the abundance. And the self-love can have something to do with the forgiveness here too. So definitely check into that. And if there's anything you feel like you might need to forgive yourself for. I think those are all the messages I'm getting for now. So I will wrap the reading up here. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. And just hopefully this message was helpful in some kind of way. So thanks.